Hello everyone, it's Sandra. Remember me? I used to be really consistent posting beauty content here on YouTube, but I fell off the wagon hard this summer. Life got busy. I did some traveling, but now I'm back. I am excited and refreshed. I did pick up some new items on my travels that I thought would be fun to share with you. A couple of beauty launches that really impressed me. For the most part, though, I have to say I really wasn't tempted by a lot of the new makeup releases. Now that fall is starting to kick in, there are a couple of things catching my attention. I ordered the new eyeliners from Creal. They haven't arrived yet, but those got me excited. Those kind of give me old Marc Jacobs eyeliner vibes, so fingers crossed they live up to my expectations. But that was a makeup launch that really enticed me. The Makeup by Mario, the new foundation, is slightly tempting me, but I'm trying to finish a couple of foundations that I already have before I buy a new one. So let's start with the new beauty items that I bought while I was in Europe. The first thing is sunscreen. I love to try European sunscreen formulas. They do have more advanced sunscreen filters that are not available here in the United States. So I was at the drugstore in Romania, in my hometown of Sibiu, and I saw this, and I decided to get 2 bottles of it. I haven't applied this on my face yet. I just applied it on the back of my hand, and I really like the texture. And I had heard about this brand before. This is the Riemann P20 Hyperpigmentation Defense SPF 50. This is a facial sunscreen. I have a couple of skincare influencer friends over on Instagram that rave about this brand, their children's sunscreen formula in particular. Apparently they have a really great body sunscreen for children that is great for, for sensitive skin, and that is really water resistant, and they love it for their kids. So I see them talk about this brand in that context all the time. So when I was shopping in Romania and I saw this, I thought I would give it a try. I struggle with hyperpigmentation, and sunscreen is the best way to battle it. So I'll be using this fall and winter, and I'll report back. It does have a very hydrating texture. So if you have oily skin, especially in the summertime, this might be a bit too moisturizing, but my skin tends to be more normal as we go into fall and winter, so I like hydrating formulas during that time. Then I bought 2 new fragrances. I love buying fragrance when I travel. For me, when I tie in a special moment, a special memory with fragrance, I always revisit that moment and that experience when I apply the fragrance at other times. So these are the 2 fragrances that I bought to remind me of this trip. The first is 204 by Bon Parfumeur, and I had heard of this brand, but I had never smelled anything from them. And I was hanging out in Vienna, Austria with my childhood best friend. We've been friends literally since the first day of school, and it's so special. We don't hang out often, obviously, because she lives in Vienna and I live here, but when we do get together once a year, once every couple years, it's like no time has passed, and these friendships are so special, and it's something that I cherish so much. So we were just wandering around, exploring, having a nice little afternoon in the city. We went out for lunch. We were on the street called Ciele, I believe. They have so many cute little specialty boutiques. It's just full of hidden gems, hidden treasures, great vintage, antiques, furniture stores. There's a couple really cool fashion stores. There's some nice cafes, restaurants. It's a great street for shopping. And she was wearing a fragrance by this brand. She was wearing their Amber fragrance, and she smelled so good. The way that it was blended, the fragrance that she was wearing smelled amazing, and she was like, oh, I actually want to go buy, they have a gin one that is newer that I really want to buy, so let's go to the store and so I can buy this perfume. And so we went to this store. I wish I remembered the name of the store because it was really cool. It was a beauty store. Kind of reminded me of like a Blue Mercury, Space NK, but it was full of brands that I didn't know. We just started smelling things, and she was, you know, looking for the new gin fragrance from them, and every single fragrance I picked up and smelled from this brand was great. So everything smells amazing. If you tend to like the same types of fragrances that I do, check out this brand because everything smelled really, really good. So she bought her gin one, and then I said, I'm going to buy a fragrance too. That way, you know, we have this nice, fun friends fragrance memory together. And I ended up choosing 204, which is Fig, Edamame, and Ambrette. And this is so delicious. It is really fresh and fruity and green, and it's really well balanced. It's not too sweet, it's not too zesty, it's not cloying. It's a beautiful, fresh, fruity fragrance, and it's like biting into a green apple. There's a peach element to it, and it has this beautiful ambrette that gives you the same type of dry down that Glossier You gives, but with a fruity, fresh, fruity infusion. It will remind me of that beautiful afternoon in Vienna with my childhood bestie. So I really, really like this. And then later on, we went to the mountains, and we stayed at a beautiful resort on Lake Fuschel in Austria near Salzburg. This fragrance kind of encapsulates the vibe of that particular leg of the trip, and it's Papyrus Moleculaire by Maison Crivelli. Very much a sexy lumberjack fragrance. It's definitely a unisex scent. It maybe most people would say leans masculine, but I love these types of scents. It reminds me a little bit of Santal 33 by Le Labo, but there's no sandalwood in this. There's no sandalwood, there's no pickle vibe. It does have papyrus, and papyrus is one of the notes in the Le Labo Santal 33 as well. It's a lot drier than Santal 33. Less musky, but more powdery. So it's just so beautiful. It's aromatic, it's dry, woody. I want to just douse myself in this all the time. And when it comes to makeup, I can't stop with the Violette FR Lip Nectars. I love these so much. So the first shade I got is Batiste, which is like a crowd pleaser shade. I think if you are undecided on which shade to get, you want to try this formula for the first time, you really can't go wrong with Batiste. This is very much a my lips but better rosy shade. It gives the lips a little bit of life, and what I love about this formula is that it is extremely hydrating. It's lightweight, it smooths out lip lines, it has a beautiful shiny finish, and it leaves a stain behind. So you see here, as it wears, you do get a stain, and the more you build it up, you can enhance the stain. You can definitely get a more bold lip with this if you do it in a couple of layers. I wish they have more shades. They only have 4 shades. My favorite shade ended up being Rose de Moab, which is so stunning. When you swatch it, it looks like a caramel shade, and a lot of the times these types of shades don't look that good on me because they tend to pull a lot more orange, but there's something about this. When it's on the lips, it doesn't pull orange. I'm wearing it today with Soshe Speakeasy lip liner. So when you pair this with a cooler toned lip liner, or if your lips, like my lips, have a natural cooler undertone. My lips have a mauvey pigment to them, so the warm caramel stain mixed with the mauvey undertone of my lips and then amped up with a more cool toned lip liner, it just gives me this perfect nude, and it's so comfortable. It doesn't smell or taste weird. It very, very vaguely smells like like honey maybe. There's a slight sweet scent to it, but it's very, very, very faint. It's very pleasant. They don't really taste like anything. And I love how comfortable they are. And they leave a stain behind, but it's subtle. It's not a crazy stain that will emphasize dryness. My lips are very, very, very chronically dehydrated. This formula is a joy to use throughout the day. But if you were to get just one, I would recommend starting with Batiste. Just to get a feel for the formula. You really can't go wrong with Batiste. It just ends up being like a perfect My Lips But Better color, especially if you just do one thin layer of it. The next newer beauty launch that has impressed me and that I've worn almost every single day since I got it is the new powder blush from Ciele. They sent me two shades, Chill, which is this really, really pretty cool toned pink, and Shy, which they describe as a dusty rose, but I find that so misleading because this is a peachy pink through and through, especially on my cheeks. This is the blush that I'm wearing today. It's just a really nice peachy pink. It definitely pulls warmer on my cheeks. So this is one of those shades that depending on your undertone, it might look more pink on you. It might look more peachy on you. On me, it's on the peachy end of peachy pink, but this is such a beautiful blush formula. It has a slight sheen to it, but it's not like a chunky shimmer or anything. It doesn't emphasize texture at all, but it's not a dull matte. And it has this really beautiful smoothing, blurring quality to it that just looks really, really beautiful on the skin. It has, you know, added SPF in it, as with everything from the brand Ciele. This has added SPF 45, I believe. I just really, really love this formula. It's great. I think the packaging is really cute. This was really easy to travel with. One of my big disappointments over the past month is Louis Vuitton Beauty. I was so excited about it. When it first got announced, I was all about it. I was so excited. I said, wow, Louis Vuitton Beauty with Pat McGrath. It's going to be amazing. And then I heard about the prices, and then I saw what the products look like, and no, thank you. I love Louis Vuitton, I love Pat McGrath, but I'm not spending $250 on an eyeshadow quad. I knew it would be expensive, but I did not think that it would be double the price of Hermes. Just wild, absolutely wild. It makes Hermes Beauty look like a bargain. So yeah, that was really shocking and disappointing, to be honest. And you know what I like to say when these things happen is I'm clearly not the target demographic. I'm not the target market. Let's just move on from that. But initially I was so excited, but then I was quickly bumped back down to earth. The other thing I want to talk about is a bronzer. Now this is not a new bronzer by any means, but it's a bronzer that I kind of forgot about in my collection because I got distracted by new stuff, and I still love and use my new Farrah Homidi bronzer. This is a gorgeous cool toned bronzer, but I didn't want a cool toned bronzer when I was on vacation, and now that it's still really nice and sunny out, I am craving warmer tones. So I started using my Make Beauty bronzer again. This is in the shade Dune, and this is perfect. This is the bronzer that I'm wearing today. Matte, but it's not dusty. It's not flat. It's very velvety. The formula is incredible. I was thinking velvet, but now that I see the name Microsuede, suede might be a better way to describe it. It's just very, very, very smooth and soft, and there's no fallout either. It's almost creamy, but it's a powder. The other thing I want to talk about is a setting powder, and it's from Caliray. This is the Caliray Magic Hour setting powder. I have this in the shade Golden. They have two shades of this. I love the packaging. It has a mesh in here, so it's, and the lid has this little insert, so when you're closing it, you don't have powder flying all over the place when you open it back up, but you can still just dip your brush into the mesh and pick up the powder that you need. And this is an amazing setting powder. I love applying it with this, a brush that kind of looks like this. The Refer 19 works well. This is a Bobbi Brown sheer powder brush. So I like to use a brush with this powder, and it's a beautiful setting powder. It's smoothing, it's blurring. The color of it, it just gives me just a touch of warmth, but it's still quite sheer. It's not like a crazy amount of pigment or anything, but it's such a beautiful setting powder. I've really enjoyed it, and it makes my skin look flawless all day. And it's honestly just as amazing as the Sicily HD blurring powder that I talk about every now and then, but it's at a fraction of the price. So yeah, I really, 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 really enjoy this. I don't like this under my eyes because, again, the color, I like a more brightening powder under the eyes. So under the eyes, I'm still using my old discontinued Givenchy powder, but I really like this as an all-over setting powder. If you struggle with acne scarring, texture, large pores, this powder will be your best friend because it just smooths over texture so beautifully without looking dry. My main issue with the Makeup by Mario powder is that this just makes my face look so dry. This volume spray, Super Hold Finishing Spray 25. They have different grades of hold, so you can get, you know, depending on how much hold you want for your hair, you can get different levels of it. This is one of their stronger ones, and I just got the little one, so I wanted the travel size, but I'm definitely going to buy the big one as well. It's a floral scent. It's quite pleasant, but this is an amazing volumizing hairspray. This makes my blowout last for days. It keeps, you know, if I'm doing a blowout, or if I do a little like bend or a little wave in my hair, this makes it look more voluminous and makes it hold the style for so much longer. This is replacing my old holy grail that I'm pretty sure is discontinued, the Balmain volume spray. I don't know if you guys remember, but that's a product I used to talk about all the time. I haven't been able to find it for the last couple of years, but it was the Balmain volumizing texture spray, I think it was called, and that gave me a very similar effect. It gave me hold, it gave me volume, and just the right amount of texture. More texture than the Oribe texture spray. I want a little more texture and a little more hold than the Oribe. The Oribe can just be a little bit too flimsy. This does it all. It gives me hold, it gives me volume, and it doesn't weigh my hair down. It doesn't make it too crunchy. I don't know what magic is in this, but I absolutely love it. So cannot say enough good things about it. Love the fact that you can just get a travel size, give it a go, see if it works for you. I have very fine hair, so I'm not sure how other hair types would fare with this, but it works really well for my hair. I really like it. And it comes, I think it comes in a jumbo size as well. You can get a regular size of it, so you have options to choose from. I always like to start with a little travel size, but wow, blown away by this. And I don't know why I keep smelling it. And the last thing I want to talk about is another travel favorite, and it's this brush holder. I wanted a travel brush holder that could stay upright, that I could also just use to store my brushes in it. Usually I just put all my brushes in a cup at the hotel, but I wanted to make sure that I have room for everything. And I got this from Amazon, but it's from the brand Bdellium Tools. This is great. I wanted it to be long enough to accommodate long, full-size brushes, and it fits everything really nicely. It didn't damage any of my brushes. There's a lot of room in here, and you have dividers in it as well, so I was able to put all my face brushes in here, my eye brushes in here. You also have another little pocket here. You can put, you know, your eyeliners or eyebrow pens or anything like that in here. The length is perfect. It accommodated even my tallest brushes, and it was so handy for travel because it just stays upright and everything's in one spot, and it's safe and protected for when I'm putting it in my suitcase. So that's it. Those are the current latest additions to my beauty lineup. It feels so nice to be back into the swing of things. I definitely need to do an empties video next. I have a lot of empties to talk about. I have enough things to do a new in fall fashion video as well. Feels great to be back. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I really appreciate you being here. I hope you're having a beautiful day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.